Imagine waking up one day and not recognizing who you are anymore. Your thoughts don't feel like yours. Your desires no longer excite you. Your goals suddenly feel meaningless. You're not depressed. You're not crazy. You're undergoing one of the most profound, terrifying, and beautiful spiritual transformations possible. Ego death. In this video, we'll dive deep, not just into what ego death is, but why it feels like your world is falling apart, and why that destruction is sacred. This video might just change your life. What is the ego? The ego is not the enemy. It's a part of your human operating system. The ego is the constructed identity you've been building since childhood. It's the story of you that you tell yourself and others. It includes your name, your nationality, your job, your belief systems and values, your roles, friend, partner, parent, employee, your wounds, your pride, your need to be someone. The ego is not bad. It helps you survive in the world, but it's also not the real you. The ego is like a mask we wear to make sense of a chaotic world. And over time, we forget that it's a mask. We think it's our face. The problem? The ego is rooted in separation, comparison, and fear. It thrives on being right, feeling important, being better than others, avoiding vulnerability, controlling everything. But your soul, your true self, knows better. Your soul doesn't need to be right. It wants to be real. It doesn't want to win. It wants to connect. What is ego death? Ego death is the moment or period when your constructed identity begins to dissolve. It's when the mask starts to fall off. It's when your soul whispers, "This isn't you anymore." And suddenly, everything you've clung to, your beliefs, your image, your story, begins to crumble. You may feel like you no longer know what you believe in. You don't recognize yourself in the mirror. You can't relate to the people around you. Life feels unreal, foggy, disjointed. You're floating in nothingness, with no identity to hold on to. It's disorienting, frightening, lonely. You might even feel like you're dying, because in a way, you are. The ego doesn't go quietly. It resists, panics, and lashes out. You may feel anxiety, confusion, and deep fear, emotional breakdowns, existential dread, intense vulnerability, the urge to escape or run. But you're not dying. You're being reborn. And before something can be reborn, it must first fall apart. Why is ego death so terrifying? The ego wants control. It's built on the illusion of safety. It says, if I can control who I am and how people see me, I'll be okay. So when ego death begins, it feels like, if I let go of this identity, I won't survive. The terror comes from the belief that who you are is tied to what you've achieved, what others think, or the stories you've told. Imagine someone taking away your job title, your social media identity, your carefully crafted belief systems, your goals, dreams, opinions, even your name. What's left? The ego screams, "Nothing. You'll be nothing." But your soul whispers, "This is who you've always been underneath it all." This is why ego death feels like standing naked in the middle of a hurricane. But once that storm passes, what's left is real, raw, and divine. Why ego death is absolutely necessary. Let's be real. You cannot evolve spiritually and still cling to the person you were. Ego death is the sacred demolition before the soul's reconstruction. Here's why it's necessary. You can't awaken while asleep in an illusion. You can't live your soul's truth while trapped in society's expectations. You can't embody love, peace, and freedom if you're bound by fear and ego. The ego tells you, chase success to feel worthy. Hide your vulnerability. You're separate from everyone else. Your worth is in your image and status, but the soul knows you are already enough. We are all connected. The universe is love, and you are part of it. True power comes from surrender, not control. Ego death strips away all that's false, so your true self can rise. You stop pretending. You stop chasing. You stop living someone else's dream. And for the first time, you feel free. The aftermath after ego death comes the void, the empty space where the ego once ruled. It can feel lonely, quiet, uncertain. This is the integration phase, where you begin to rebuild your life from soul alignment. Discover what truly matters to you. Listen deeply to your intuition. Let your heart guide you, not your fear. You'll find yourself seeking solitude instead of attention, choosing peace over performance, craving meaning over materialism, feeling love not for a person or thing, but for existence itself. This is where true awakening begins. You are no longer living from ego. You are living from presence, from truth, from awareness. How to navigate ego death. If you're in the middle of ego death, know this: you are not alone. Here's how to move through it with grace. Surrender. Stop resisting the process. Don't try to hold together what's meant to fall apart. Feel everything. Let the emotions move through you. Cry, scream, journal, meditate, but don't numb. Don't rush. Ego death isn't a one-day thing. It's a process. Sometimes it happens in waves. Stay grounded. Connect to nature. Move your body. Eat nourishing food. Take care of your vessel. Let go of needing answers. You're entering the unknown, and that's okay. Certainty is the ego's addiction. Mystery is the soul's playground. Surround yourself with aligned souls, or spend time in sacred solitude. You'll know what your spirit needs. Trust the unfolding. This pain has a purpose. You are being stripped of illusion, so your soul can shine. Ego death is brutal. It's raw. It's isolating. And yet, it is sacred beyond words. You are not losing yourself. You are returning to yourself. You are not being punished. You are being reborn. The darkness you're walking through is the soil where your light will rise. If you're going through ego death, right now, I see you. I honor your path. And I promise you, it gets lighter. I am not my ego. I am awareness. Let others know they're not alone. Subscribe for more videos on awakening, ego, consciousness, manifestation, and the truth of the universe. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. You could be the light in their darkest night.